I'm Amy Lovett, a social ambassador for TodayTix, and I'm here today at Trafalgar Studios to go behind the curtain of The Grinning Man. So what's The Grinning Man about, and could you tell me a little bit about your characters?
I play Grinning, and essentially this show is his story about how he was given this maniacal grin as a boy, and his journey with his love, Dea, to discover who inflicted this disability upon him.
I'm playing Dea. She's a young blind girl. She's rescued by Grinning. He saved her life, and therefore she feels like as long as she's living that life, she wants to help him because she owes him.
My character completely changes, goes on quite a journey. I was locked in a dungeon for 20 years and haven't spoken for 20 years. And once my father dies, I suddenly can speak.
So the story's a really emotional one. What's the most challenging scene for you to play?
There's a number in the show called The Freak Show, where the character basically pours out all of his emotions, and to portray all of those kind of conflicting thoughts and feelings, not only in my voice and in my face, but in my body, is probably the most emotionally taxing part of the show for me.
You play a blind character in the show. What's it like preparing for that kind of role?
During rehearsals, we've done some work separately on the blindness and just discovering what there is to find. And I've been watching loads of stuff, but then I also wanted to find it for myself. And then with the puppeting, it's completely different as well, because obviously my puppet is blind and my puppet is looking at this puppet. So yeah, it took me some time to sort of find everything, but I feel like now I sort of is in my body and I don't think about it anymore.
You all convey emotion so well through the puppets. How do you approach that as an actor?
We're all in sync, I'd say now.
Yeah.
To a point where if something does alter, we can sort of jam on stage a bit.
Yeah, and sort it out even if it goes wrong, because inevitably things do, like it goes forward or something.
Yeah, like one of the boxes wasn't set correctly the other day, and we just sort of grabbed it as the puppet and pulled it back, which was quite cool, I thought.
Could you tell me what influenced the look of the puppets in The Grinning Man?
The puppetry in the show sort of takes place majoritively in a show within the show. So that was quite an exciting challenge to be able to create puppetry that looked like puppets.
Yeah.
You know, we strive for naturalism in the way that they move, but the way that they were designed and constructed is very much to still evoke the fact that they are puppets made by the Grinning Man and his adoptive family to tell their story with. Whereas Mojo the wolf, he sort of straddles both worlds. He's in the show within the show, and he's in the kind of real world, the present time of the show. And so for that, it felt quite interesting to combine the body of the puppeteer into the puppet, and that sort of felt like a really exciting way of differentiating him from the other puppets, so that actually Mojo has a kind of extra streak of reality because he's got real lungs, he's got real legs, he's got real kind of musculature to him.
And how long did it take to create each puppet?
We probably did sort of 4 weeks total research and development using cardboard and string and, you know, sort of really kind of primitive things. Because it's quite hard to design a puppet on paper. You can only really decide what it's going to be like when it's there in front of you. And then I think the puppets were probably 6 weeks making in total by a group of about 5 to 6 people at different times. So we had different people carving heads and hands, other people doing bodies, other people doing finishing and fabrics. So it's kind of a big collaborative effort between some really talented makers.
How do you prepare to play an animal rather than a human?
Human language and human emotion are very complex. So playing an animal, you just have to simplify everything. Your thought process is a lot more simple. You can have one motivation as an animal, whether it be hunger, thirst, you know, pain, or whatever it is. Mojo, as a wolf, and in the context of this show, is all about protection and loyalty. And there is two main pillars that he kind of goes by throughout the whole show within his family group or his pack.
We talked as well about not responding to the meaning of the words that the human is saying, but just like the tone of it, or the atmosphere or the energy, but because obviously we don't want to play like we understand English, you know? But we understand, oh, something's happening, there's a threat, or whatever. You know?
Are you able to take it in turns to play the different parts of the wolf?
We spoke about it for a grand total of 3 seconds in rehearsal, and we decided no.
Yeah.
We both think that we have the better job.
Oh, really?
I think it's worked out nicely. Lauren prefers to do the real physical side of creating these amazing lines of Mojo, and I like the thought process behind it. So
I like being the wolf with half of me. It's a bit confusing, but I am the wolf from sort of waist down, and then puppeteering the front of the wolf. So it's coordinating it was quite a challenge at first, but I like that thing of actually inhabiting the wolf.